Ahoy there, Buccaneers and Buccarinas. My name is Captain Hearthstone. And do you like aggressive metas? Do you like how Hearthstone right now is just a bunch of punching people in the face? Well, let me tell you, there's a lot of great cards out there in the new Ashes of Outlands expansion that's basically been tearing up the meta again. And every deck gets to go face now. Isn't that wonderful? But nobody loves going face more than Demon Hunter. You know what helps you go face harder than any other card in existence? Priestess of Fury! Now most people will probably look at a card like that and say, gee, that doesn't seem like it's going face, it's only dealing 6 damage to all sorts of different enemies, and it comes out on like turn 7. Well gee, that's a good point you got there, bucko. Problem is, most people aren't playing it on turn 7. But let me also tell you that when they are playing it on turn 7, it's still in a situation where most of that damage is gonna hit you in the face. Do you like getting hit in the face? No? How about getting hit in the face 6 times? Do you not like that? Nobody likes that. But guess what? If you have little tiny minions all over the board, or minions with very low amount of health, they're probably not gonna like it either. Cause guess what? They're gonna die. That's just how Priestess of Fury works. You just get rid of all the good minions. All the tiny minions, all the big minions, and you get to take 5 to the face. Yeah, that's how that works. If you read the card, actually, it doesn't say deal 6 damage split among all enemies. It says kill all the other enemy minions and also deal 5 to the face. Or at least, might as well just say that, considering that's basically whenever anybody plays Priestess of Fury, that's when it happens. Isn't that a great card? That's perfectly balanced. Turn 7? Who's gonna play it on turn 7? I like Priestess of Fury. I think it's a really well-designed card. You think it's perfectly balanced? I think it's perfectly balanced. I'm glad you could say something to that effect, because that just means you know what you're doing. Oh, shucks. You don't have to flatter me like that. Well, guess what? What? Shut up. Okay. The point being here is that Priestess of Fury isn't an infuriating card at all. It doesn't make you want to rage at Hearthstone any more than getting smacked in the face by that Tempo Warrior deck. It's all about, you know, smacking people in the face. Or that Paladin deck. That's basically just Murlocs. It's just about smacking people in the face. Or that Priest deck, which is actually entirely not about getting smacked in the face. If anything, they appreciate getting smacked in the face. You wanna know why? Because they're not running Priestess of Fury. Because they're gonna be fine recovering a bunch of health and playing with Galakrond to get rid of the Priestess of Fury. And then they die. Because they're playing Priest. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that the Hearthstone everybody wanted to subscribe to? Isn't that the Hearthstone everybody wanted to like the videos of and comment down in the comment section down below and then ring the bell so they could be up to date with all the different videos that Hearthstone makes? Isn't that great? And remember that Hearthstone also updates every Thursday. But then it also occasionally talks about Overwatch. And then it talks about Yugioh every single Friday, and I can't stand Priestess of Fury! Yeah, so Priestess of Fury is just a real pain to deal with. I think the biggest problem with Priestess of Fury within the context of Demon Hunter is that any Demon Hunter deck that is running it alongside stuff like Fell Summoner and the like to make it a little cheaper is already going to be so aggressively minded that by the time it gets to the point where you play the Priestess of Fury, it's gonna do a lot of damage. It's gonna kill things on board. It's gonna deal a lot of damage to your face. And I think that's just really the biggest problem with Priestess of Fury is that even though the damage is randomly split, even though the damage is 6 at most across the board, it's still good enough to play that it's going to just destroy things. And I don't really know exactly how to address the Priestess of Fury since we no longer have Sacrificial Pacts. The Sacrificial Pact has been nerfed, so Warlock can't really deal with it. There's not really an easy means of dealing with Priestess of Fury at the time when they play it because, well, they're not going to play it when you have like a giant minion on board. They're usually going to play it in a context where they're winning and they're using Priestess of Fury to push for game. So if you're losing to a Demon Hunter already, Priestess of Fury just kind of accelerates
that loss. It just kind of makes it easier for the Demon Hunter to win at that point. And it makes it really hard to just kind of address Priestess of Fury, because it's not that it's so broken that it's being run in every single Demon Hunter deck and it's just absolutely the best card in it, the way something like Skull of Gul'dan was, or Altruist the Outcast, or, you know, just there's definitely cards in the Demon Hunter class that are like objectively more powerful than Priestess of Fury. But Priestess of Fury herself is at such a power level that it's like it's strong enough to be almost to that point. And given the situations when Priestess of Fury comes up, it's always in a situation where it's basically a win more kind of card. So that's kind of where it's like, okay, how do we address this card consistently to just, like, do you just outpower the Demon Hunter? I mean, that seems to be the common answer, right? Like, that's just, you just play stuff like Control Priest or Tempo decks that just knock out any of the Tempo cards that they would be working with to bring out Priestess of Fury. So it's kind of like, is that really addressing the issue? Is that really defeating the Priestess of Fury? Does that mean Priestess of Fury isn't an issue in the context of the game as a whole? I mean, we've had cards like this nerfed in the past. Stuff like Sacrificial Pact had to be nerfed only because it was like, you know, it was just strong in a very demon-centric meta, which is something we had never experienced before. But, like, I think of cards that are like, okay, can you get a lot of value out of this card? Well, Scion of Fury was able to get a lot of value at 3 mana, so they nerfed it down to 4 mana. Or how about that Shaman spell that was played in Galakron, where it was like, oh hey, we'll summon a couple of 2/3 Spirit Wolves with Taunt, but we'll give them +3/+3 if they happen to be, if you've invoked Galakron twice or something like that. Or, you know, it had to get nerfed down to be +2/+2, because turns out summoning 5 mana 10, 12 taunting stats is a little bit on the strong side of things. So it's kind of like, there's like all these different things where it's just like, we see different levels of value play generated, and Priestess of Fury feels like it still generates that kind of value. It still can kill out a bunch of minions, it can still deal with a lot of boards and such. It's played in the context that it can deal with those boards, but when it is played against those boards, it's really strong. Does that mean Priestess of Fury is something that needs to be addressed? Is it something where it's like playing a 7 mana, 6/7 demon minion onto the field that can hit you directly in the face for the equivalent of a fireball? Is that fair? And that's the thing where it's just kind of like, it's hard to really say that this is like a fair, balanced card when it feels like it's being played in situations where it was completely broken, completely busted. And maybe that's just more of a skill-based sort of thing. Maybe that's more of like, you just gotta be a skillful player and play it only in these contexts, and then you just have it become overpowered. But then it's like, does that mean it's not overpowered? Does that mean it's not a card that needs to be addressed? Does that mean it's balanced? Does that mean it's not broken? And I'm not really sure how to answer that, because I don't know if that's really quite the thing about Priestess of Fury. So it's frustrating to play against because it's mainly being used in a specific context where it is overpowered. Maybe there are definitely contexts where it's not overpowered. There are definitely contexts where playing Priestess of Fury is not the optimal play, where you just are playing it and it won't destroy everybody, or it won't kill the enemy hero, or it won't kill all the minions and deal 5 to the enemy hero. But it's something that's like, how do you address this card where it's like, it's powerful in certain scenarios, but otherwise is not powerful that much? When I'm trying to find comparisons for Priestess of Fury, and I'm running across like legendary one-off kind of cards that are on that power level, maybe Priestess of Fury is a little bit of a problem. I'm not really sure, so let me know what you guys think about all this. Is Priestess of Fury overpowered? Is Priestess of Fury a really strong card? Or is it bad? Is it just not a great card and you're just not playing it, not running it? Are you just not concerned with Priestess of Fury because you think, oh, it's too easy? Or, you know, just let me know what you guys think. Talk about it down below. You know, hit the like button, do all that stuff. Remember, we do Overwatch videos on Tuesdays, Hearthstone videos on Thursdays, and Yugioh videos every single Friday. And I will see you guys next time. Hyar! Gotta eat your breakfast, kids. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, say.